Hey, yeah, fresh out the beta game in my jeans. Black slap, what do that mean? It mean that banging. Have my hand out, let me hang. Hey, break down, stay down. Look what I make now. Hit boy, earthquake, boy, it's a shakedown. I done so much work, they think it's fake now. Big fish, every beat is just bait now. Got rich, some switch, they try to hate now. Leave, I'm straight, I got a rake now. Need cheese, cash app, Venmo or PayPal. Pumped up to the max, I'm finna break down. Flow water, big trip, boy, this a gray cloud. Highlights, ball is life, my whole team.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. They go play fake. Mahomes. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. You talk about this Miami defense. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
They held them to well under 200 yards of total offense. That's a number you can really focus on, too, because the way offenses run in today's game, they're usually pretty smooth, and they give you a lot of misdirection.
And this is caught. A big play there for Philly. 48 yards.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch, and the two of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marvin Harrison Jr. with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Eagles will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Off the play fake, it's Ritter. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Ritter now. And this one's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Ready? 70 Lions. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 79 Bronco. Ready?
Going play action. Ridder. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away. Tuck it.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marvin Harrison Jr. with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had two scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that well.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. You look at this Eagle defense. Now, they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
They'll run with a second-round pick from April's draft. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. Ridder now looking to throw it this time. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. From midfield, here's Mahomes. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr. doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Working from the gun, Ritter.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Let's go. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Mustang 19.
Ritter looking to throw here on 4th.
Looking deep downfield. And this one is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Yellow.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Yellow. Hey, Ripland.
Now Mahomes. He's got it.
It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now they send a man in motion right.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
Jaylen Warren hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are able to add on to that lead.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away.
And bulldozing his way through.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And they'll begin here with a run by Brown.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game. I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
70 Timberwolves. Set up. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Ritter. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And that's going to be incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play.
But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here's Ritter.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. DK Metcalf, 77 yards. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes? And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Dolphins are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Buffalo 18. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Ridder to throw it. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. It's a big play there for Miami. 45 yards. Ridder will set up to throw it. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. On the give, here's Charbonnet. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Zach Charbonnet, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And did he get in? No. They'll mark him down at the 1-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does. And I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Dolphins are back within a score. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and they're within 7 now at 28-21. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd and 10.
Let's go.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Back to throw, Ritter.
Eluding the pressure right.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Thornton, the motion man right.
Go.
Ritter on the 4th down try. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 60 bison. 60 bison. 18 rather. 18 rather. Dragon 60. Take go.
Ritter back to throw.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Ritter.
Flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ritter, he wants to change the play here. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Looking to throw it here. Ritter.
he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Gay's kick is good, and that'll bring him back within 4.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And able to get this out to the 25.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
Got his man, it's Warren.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Flushed out right.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Byron Murphy.
And the Dolphins are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Ritter from the gun.
And he fires one incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Ritter. And he comes back with one complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 2nd and long. Ritter. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver or that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
Sticking with the passing game. Here's Ritter again. Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time. picked off by Xavier McKinney. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Trap 60, trap 60. 19 tight, 19 tight. 18 rattler, 18 rattler. Dragon 60. Cougar 19. Hook.
There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 44 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Cowboy 80.
Brings up 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Ritter firing quickly here, and that's complete.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Ready.
They'll look to throw here. And he fires one, but incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
19. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
Going for it on 4th down. It's Ritter. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped him 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one. To finally knock him on the ground and force an incompletion, that's got to be a sigh of relief.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Yellow.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Able to and the ball is knocked out. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Mahomes going to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Warren. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
2nd and 16. Now they'll fake the jet sweep and off play action. Here's Mahomes.
Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Ferguson. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner. Maybe they...
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Jake Ferguson.
A 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
79 Bronco. Check go.
Ritter now. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. 5 yards for the touchdown.
And the Dolphins get a bit closer. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
In motion right, that's Harrison. On play action, it's Mahomes. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Mahomes now to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Room past the 35.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. Harrison will go in motion left.
Corum now on 1st and 10.
Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Now Mahomes. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Warren. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on the offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Throwing now is Mahomes.
On the move right. He'll keep it himself.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Corum fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
They'll try again.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
Blake Corum
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Eagles look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the fourth quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this fourth quarter. Catch is made by Metcalf.
And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. It's a big play there for Miami. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. Touchdown. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
So now the Dolphin offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2.
The Dolphins are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
It's caught at the 1, and he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
They go play fake. Mahomes looking for his running back, and he's got it. It'll go as a gain of 4, and now it's 3rd and 3.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing, but in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 3.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Dolphins are right back in this football game.
That is the play they needed in a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 55 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Ritter will set up to throw it.
And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Back to throw, Ritter.
They'll roll him out right.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Here's 2nd and 10. Ritter to throw it.
Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
19, Pioneer. Go.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down. This one no doubt important for Matt Gay. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And Gay knocks this one through, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2nd and 6.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep.
He's got room at the 30. Down the sideline he goes.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Ladd McConkey,
55 yards.
And the Eagles use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
Dolphins 42. Taimi Fairbairn is set to kick
So
off.
after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
70 range. Let's go now.
Here's Ritter.
Flush to his right.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations, and you've often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Ritter going to change it up.
19 tight. 19 tight. Ready.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
4th down, 10 yards to go. Now Ritter.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw it here.
That's complete to Dell. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yellow.
Now here's Mahomes. That escapes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was a game where they were off and running.